to reclaim youth in my twilight years. Yet, my dear sir, I failed to reassemble either what had been or who I had been. In all things, though the face remains the same, the physiognomy has altered. If it were merely the absence of others, well, a man can more or less console himself for those he loses. But I myself am gone, and this emptiness is everything.
Look at me, I kissed your story in your sleep and blamed me when your wounds ran deep. I held your hand, I wore your name, but love alone won't cleanse your shame. Your silence grew like creeping mold. Still I was warm while you turned cold. You never asked, you only stared, with eyes that judged but never cared. You buried truth beneath control and stitched your doubts into my soul. Benzio, in your sacred cage, was I your rage? Inside my gaze, but never swam, just stood amazed. While tides of fear drowned all we were, you lost me in what you inferred. A mirror cracks when watched too long. You thought me faithless, you were wrong. You never asked, you only stared, with eyes that judged but never cared. You buried truth beneath control and stitched your doubts into my soul. Benzio, in your sacred cage, was I your rage? Oh, crowd yourself with memory and call that ruined destiny. But I am not your question mark. I lived in light, you chose the dark. But keep your house of shattered trust, where love is ash and faith is dust. I whispered truth you couldn't hear, because your heart was tuned to fear. Benzio, with your ancient pain, I loved you, but not your chain. I prayed you into breath and bone, a child not mine, but God's alone. I gave him all you'd ever be, but held you close, too close to see. I watched your dreams through windows locked and kissed your fears. I never stopped. My sacred son, my offering pure, I wrapped you tight so you'd endure. Each step you took, I blessed and bled. I made you strong, or so I said. But love that binds becomes a wall when you don't fall, when you don't fall. The world was wolves in softened wool, so I stitched virtue into rule. I named your bride, I sealed your path, and called it care, not aftermath. You were a prayer I made flesh bound, and feared the silence when you frowned. My sacred son, my offering pure, I wrapped you tight so you endure. Each step you took, I blessed and bled. I made you strong, or so I said. The love that binds becomes a wall when you don't fall, when you don't fall. Forgive me if your mind grew still, if I mistook control for will. I only sweet sun, forgive the chain I thought was lace, but wove you pain. I called it care, I called it right, but smothered you with holy light. And now I hear your voice in prayer, but you're not there, you're not there. When you don't fall.
I speak in mirrors, walk in mist, a smile concealed beneath the twist. I never lied, I just appeared in silence where your trust had feared. Was it me, or what you thought? Truth dissolves when it's too hot. Smoke and silver, calm and clean, I held the knife without the sheen. You saw a shadow, called it sin, but the real ghost lived within. The tin your brother lost in flame. Do you curse my name? I danced on rails of your belief while you bled through every grief. She was sunlight wrapped in glass. You broke the frame and watched it pass. I offered peace, I played my part, but envy is a bleeding heart. Smoke and silver, calm and clean, I held the knife without the sheen. You saw a shadow, called it sin, but the real ghost lived within. When your brother lost in flame, do you curse my name? Do you curse my name? Silver, calm and clean, I held the knife without the sheen. You saw a shadow, called it sin, but the real ghost lived within. Painting your brother lost in flame. Do you curse my name? There are secrets I won't confess, buried deep beneath your guess. Sometimes guilt is just disguise for things we want but don't apprise. Smoke and silver, calm and clean, not every glance is what it seems. You wrote a tale I can't defend, but the weaving dreams must find their end. Commit you cried and I was near, but never clear, never clear. Never clear. I hold no land, but secrets bloom beneath my hand. A humble guest, a quiet friend, the kind that shapes how stories end. You think you're free, but strings obey the likes of me. I whisper in velvets, I poison with grace. I smile as I hollow your sacred space. No blade in sight, no blood to clean, just vanished trust, unseen. Dear Bentillo, do you know I made it so? Of eyes that looked too far, of sirens housed in sweet memoir. You listen close, oh what a boy, so ripe for doubt, so fit to destroy. You think you'll choose, you think you're free, but strings obey the likes of me. I whisper in velvets, I poison with grace. I smile as I hollow your sacred space. No blade in sight, no blood to clean, just vanished trust, unseen. Dear Bentillo, do you know I made it so? I'm born of eyes that look too far, a siren's housed in sweet memoir. You listen close, oh what a boy, so right for doubt, so fit to destroy. A single word, well placed, well timed, and love becomes a silent cry. I whisper in velvets, I poison with grace. I smile as I hollow your sacred space. No blade in sight, no blood to clean, just vanished trust, unseen. Dear Bentillo, do you know I made it so? History forgets my name, but I outlived your little flame. The echoes live where power hides, in murmured truths and shifting tides. Final, no house below will glow, just silence the debt you owe. Bentillo, child of pride and woe, I made it so. I made it, it's so. The rest is knowing whether the Capitu from Claudia Beach was already within the one from Machado, or if she was transformed into her by some incidental event. Jesus, son of Cyrus, if he had known of my first jealousies, would have told me, as it is chapter 9, verse 1. Jealous of your wife, lest she set herself to deceive you with the malice she learns from me. But I believe not, and you'll agree with me. If you recall the young Capitu, well, you'll recognize that one was inside the other, like the fruit within its peel. And well, whatever the solution, one thing remains, and it is the sum of sums, or the remnant of remnants, namely, that my first love and my greatest friend, both so devoted and so dear, fate willed that they should end up together and deceiving me. May the earth lie lightly upon them. Now let's move on to the history of the suburbs.